Okay, guys, like I told you guys before, I'm not going to be here today, but we'll go ahead and go over what you guys are going to do. So we didn't get to finish the first day slideshows and going over class expectations, emergency procedures, and everything else. So I'm going to cover that on this video as if I were actually here. Okay. With that being said, this video is also going to be on Classroom, on Google Classroom. So your folks are also able to see this as well. So what I want you guys to do is go through this video, make sure you understand everything that's being said on here, and I'll also make sure email your folks so they can watch the video as well, so they'll know exactly what I expect from you guys. With that being said, I'm also going to be sharing you a document that you guys can print out or give to your folks to confirm that they saw the video too and know exactly what I expect from them or expect from you guys and what you can expect from me. So there is a good start of understanding on what the class is going to run or how it's going to run. Okay. So we'll go from there, and then I'll tell you guys there's other things that you guys be doing after the video when you have time. Okay, so we'll go over this first, and then just follow the steps that's on Google Classroom for today. All right, so last class we finished off with the little icebreaker that we did, and you had 10 questions you had to pick. Some of my classes asked me some of the questions, some didn't. So I'm going to answer some of the more common questions that were asked by you guys in class. So one of them is if I have pets. I do. I'll show you guys a picture of my pets here in a little bit. Last movie I saw was Sing. It's the one with the singing animals and everything else. Not too bad of a movie. And the other one was if I could be any superhero, I would be Batman, just because he's somewhat of a normal person and he has a lot of cool gadgets and toys. So, Batman. Okay? Alright, that being said, let's move on. A little bit more about myself, of course, because I want you guys to know a little bit more something about me. Alright, so I've been here in the district in Hazelwood West for 15 years. I did 4 years in middle school, then I moved up here to high school, but all those 15 years were here. So if you ever had siblings or anything else in the district within the last 15 years or 14, 15 years, I may or may not have had it, or I might have coached them, okay? So they might have known me, but that's the thing here. I've been here 15 years, quite a long time. I've also been the head coach for 2 sports here at Hazelwood West. I've been the girls' head coach for cross country, and I've been the boys' head coach for track and field. Both of those I did for a better portion of my career, about 10 years. About 3 years ago, I decided to retire, if you will, from coaching so I could spend more time with my boys. Because I was spending a lot of time here, so I wanted to finally decide that I want to spend time when they're doing their own athletics. I can always get back into it, don't worry. If you're looking at my picture and you notice there's something weird going on with my head right here, yes, I am sporting a mohawk there. It's always been a deal I made with my girls. If they make it state, they get to shave my head and give me a mohawk. It started off they wanted to actually use a razor on my head and everything else, but I didn't want that, so we compromised and we got a mohawk. So there it is. I had to wear that the entire weekend. Something I did. I don't know if anybody else does it, but it's what I did. Luckily, I don't have to do that anymore, at least for right now. This one right here is the Rachel Hutchcraft, last girl I took to state my last year coaching cross country. Over here, the last group of boys I took to, a large group of boys I took to state for track. So right here, you see my 2 little boys here. They're wearing the shirts and ties at my brother's wedding. Took a little candid picture during the family pictures and everything else. I got my son here, who's actually 7, not 6, and my little one here, Camden, who is actually 3. Okay, going on 4. Forgot to change that. Apologize about that. It's okay. And then here are my 2 lovely pets. I have Rocky, the Basset Hound, who is a large Basset Hound for a purebred Basset Hound. He's a 90-pound dog, and for 20 hours a day, he's on the floor sleeping or whining or anything else. If you ever had a Basset Hound, that's pretty much what they do. Okay, and then I got another one who is Pepper, who is a Beagle Aussie Shepherd mix. Both the dogs I've had since before me and my wife were married, so they're kind of our two little fur kids and everything else. Okay. All right. So let's go quickly on class expectations. Now these are pretty basics. It's nothing too crazy and everything else on what I should be expecting or what you should be doing in class. So first one is you're going to get an engineering notebook. I'll be providing that engineering notebook to you guys, so it shouldn't be that hard. That notebook's going to stay in classroom. All right. So the engineering notebook/notebook is you can take that and use it for engineering notebook, and you can use it for your class notebook for notes. You can also do class notebooks via a Google document or electronically. That's up to you. Okay, I'll give you guys a template for that when the time comes. Okay, but this will hold all the vocabs and notes. This will be for the notebook part. All right, the engineering notebook is strictly for ideas, and we'll cover that in actual lecture for it once you get it here. It's in the print shop in the district, so hopefully we'll get it here by next week. Hopefully. All right. Everything's going to be dated in your engineering notebook, so we know exactly when the idea came from and who saw it, what it is, and everything else. There's a big process for engineering notebooks that has to make sure everything is documented. And again, we'll go over this in class, but these are just quick expectations you have on there. So big thing about engineering notebooks or your notebook, if you're writing everything, is make it legible. All right, not saying that your handwriting is not good, but you've seen your handwriting. Okay, so if you can't read your own handwriting and you're the one that wrote it, I'll have a hard time writing it or reading it as well. Okay, so just be legible there. I'm going to collect these notebooks periodically, probably every 2 weeks or maybe every once a week, wherever else. So I'll grade these as a quiz. All right, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you should be fine. Okay, so if you're doing the engineering notebook, when I tell you guys to do the engineering notebook, you're good to go. If you're taking the notes down, oops, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Phone rang, so it's after class or after school. Okay, so we're in the engineering notebook and notebooks. I will get these as a quiz and everything else when I collect it. So since you have engineering notebook and notebook at the same time, I'll take them at the same time, so it'll be great. If you're doing an electronic one, all you gotta do is submit or share the file with me, and I'll be able to see what you've been doing. Okay, in your engineering notebook, these are your ideas, your sketches, and your plans that we tell you during what to do or to write in your actual activities when we start working on those. Okay, all right, so everything should be dated and signed. I'll go over that. Try to write everything in pen. That's the most important thing, is writing everything in pen, because it needs to be permanent. You can't go back in there and erase something and all that. Again, we'll cover this later on as well. Okay? Okay, create this quiz. Don't know why that's on there twice, but it's there. All right, next one here. Everything must be turned in when they are due. We have to make sure we get on the actual due dates when things are due. This will become more apparent and more important in the second semester. Okay, so this semester, first semester, it's your first time in class and everything else. I'm gonna be a little bit lenient. So if your work is turned in late, you lose 10% of your grade every day or every class day we're supposed to meet from your actual work. So let's say you get 100% on your actual thing, but it's a day late. You lose 10% of that, so you're only getting 90% of that. It's 2 days late, you're only getting 80% of that. Right? So that's how it goes. So after 5 days or so, it's going to be a failure. It's going to be a 50% grade. But then again, 50% is a better grade than 0%. So make sure you get it to me. That's for the first semester only. This is the most important thing. Second semester, we're not doing that at all. Second semester, everything has to be due on the due date. No late work will be accepted and second semester. All right. Why am I doing this? First semester, I'm letting you get used to this due date thing, because I know in the middle school we weren't too particular on due dates and some teachers and everything else. You're in high school now, so we got to make sure these due dates stay. Also, if you're in industry, due dates are very important, because those things or projects or research papers or whatever else needs to be done so other people can actually do their own work as well, right? So you got to get used to working on due dates, especially in the engineering world, where due dates are very important to the success of the company. All right, you're in an engineering class, you have to try to get used to that. Okay, if you're going to move forward in other engineering classes here at West, these due dates are really important to make sure you get used to. Okay. You will be responsible to make up any missed quizzes or tests when you're absent. If you do miss a quiz or a test, let me know. All right, come the next day in class saying, "Hey, Mr. Mendoza, I wasn't here. I was sick." You know, come to me and this is what you missed. All right. That being said, I'm also going to be giving you guys a calendar of things that we're doing ahead of time, and I'm also going to be sharing a file with you that's called IED class agenda, class daily agenda. All right, this actually should be in your Google Drive right now, and everything else on exactly what's going on. Like for today, it's going to actually have links to Google Classroom. It'll have the invite code. It'll also have a link to this video as well. All right, but it will have the daily agenda that what we're doing in class. It's also going to be available on the Classroom, of course, if your folks just want to decide to see what's going on for the month, for the week, or wherever else, or that day, right? The daily agenda is always updated that morning, okay? Just in case something changes, I can change it that morning, all right? But if there's a quiz, just come see me that day you miss, ask me, what did I miss? This, and I'll tell you, okay? I have 3 sections of this, an honors class and woodshop class. I can't keep track of whoever is missing on every day. So make sure you're responsible enough to remember, hey, let me see what I miss. Okay, so that's for your quizzes or tests. All right. You'll need to check the calendar, like I went over that already in the Classroom agenda sheet. So make sure, again, you're checking your Drive, your calendar, emails even, and all that stuff, okay? And you can also follow me at Twitter at Hayes West PLTW, I believe. Let me double check. All right, I think that's my Twitter handle for the class. You can follow me if you want. I only have like 31 followers, so you know, go for it. Okay, my handle is Hayes West PLTW. Okay, so you can follow me there, and I'll update that right before quizzes, cool things. Parents, you can also do that if you want to. I'll send you links for it. But it'll be there. All right, let's move on. All right, what should you expect from me? Like I told you guys before, my number 1 rule in class is respect. Okay, respect is a two-way street. If you show me respect, I'll show you respect back. If you disrespect me, I'll disrespect you. All right, respect is earned and not given. All right, if you're disrespecting somebody, there's no reason for them to respect you back. All right, same with me. If you respect me, you'll get the same respect. If you disrespect me, I'll disrespect you, because I'm thinking that's the way you want to be treated. So there you go. All right, I'll help you if you need help for any of the work in here. Okay, but there's one of me, 20 plus of you in the classroom. You gotta let me know if you need help. Okay, you gotta ask for it. Sometimes I'll see that you actually do need help because you're falling behind or whatnot, but then again, let me know. All you gotta do is say, hey, Mr. Mendoza, I need help here, can you help me out? No problem. Or, hey, I'm lost, what's going on? Not a big deal, just let me know. All right, I'm not psychic. Sometimes I am, but you never know. If it's a question during a lecture or whatever else, or doing something in class, just raise your hand. Let me know. If I'm helping somebody else, just raise your hand, get my attention, and I'll see you and I'll know to go straight for you after I'm done helping your other students, your classmates and everything. Okay, so just let me know if you need help. Okay, not a big deal. And if for some reason you need more help, and you can't get it while we're in class and everything else, I do stay after school for tutoring, if you will. I don't follow the actual tutoring schedule. Sometimes I'll stay every other day, depending on my schedule as well. But I'll let you guys know when I'm actually staying, so you guys can come in for help or whatever else. I'll only stay till about 4:30 and everything else, and I'll make sure I get on that tutoring list. So if you do stay here, you can ride the activity bus without having to buy an activity pass. Okay, so just let me know, we can set that up. If you miss some of the days, you'll be given ample time to make sure you turn in all your work. So if you get sick, no big deal, you'll have that time to work. So let's say you missed 2 days of class, I'll give you 2 extra days past the due date if you need it to finish your work. All right, again, that's extra days, 2 days or so extra after the due date if you need to make up that work. If you get suspended though, it's a little bit different because you'll be responsible for that work. Most of the work is going to be on Google Classroom, so you can always check that out. Always email me and everything else. So really, you should always be up to date on your work because you can do it from the classroom or anything else, unless you really have to do it in class. But otherwise, I'll give you guys ample time to always finish your work. All right? You're in high school. I'm one of those teachers that I don't sugarcoat anything else about what you need to do. You should know this by now. You're almost to adulthood, if you will. You can change yourself. So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If you're going to do something, do it. If you don't want to do something, that's on you. But there are consequences for you not turning in your work and everything else. All right. So you just gotta understand that I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna baby you in class. All right. This is an engineering level class for high school, so you need to remember that. Okay, rules and procedures. These are simple, right? So basically what this means is be in the room before the bell ends. So both feet in the door and everything else. Usually, especially first hour, if I'm outside making sure everybody's clear the hallway, the door is open. Once the halls are clear, I'll close the door and you should be in here already. My doors are always locked throughout the day. Okay, that's just the policy that we have. So if you are outside the door when the door is closed, you're tardy. Simple. All right. The doors are pretty loud. You can't really sneak in because I can see both doors. The one main door that you guys are supposed to go into, I can hear it. I can see who's walking in. So you really can't sneak in. If you have a valid excuse, let's say your teacher held you back, I can email your teacher, or you should have a pass from your teacher and you should be okay. You won't get a tardy. All right, so just make sure you're in here, and that goes along with second and third hour. Most of the time that door is open, I'm outside, wherever else, or I'll close the door. If you're out there, then you're tardy. Okay, if you're out there for more than 5 minutes, of course that's truancy, unless you have a valid pass from a teacher or counselor or principal. Okay, be in your seat by the time I start taking attendance. Again, we don't really have a specific seating chart, so you know, just be by your desk where you're usually going to be at. Unless you're going to decide to move, just let me know. All right, so I can just look out for behind my desk, check out where everybody's at. I see you guys there, boom, attendance done. The faster I can get attendance done, the more time we can do things in class. Okay, simple as that. I told you guys about the food. Okay, we're in the basement. There's a lot. Sometimes the little tiny mice get in here. They start wandering around. They'll find that food. So I don't want any food in here. Try to keep it clean in here, crumb free, whatever else. So Let's just keep it at that, okay? If you have, for some reason, have to keep your blood sugar up or some sort of medical condition, just talk to me. We can work something out. I'm not going to be mean and be a jerk about it. We can just talk to me about it. If you really need, let's say, food before you take medication or something else, talk to me. We'll be okay. But for the most part, for everybody else, you shouldn't have any food in here. Okay, especially for my, third period, right before lunch. Don't be going in the cafeteria, trying to sneak in, get some food, and try to sneak down here, all right? That's a definite no-no. Drinks by the computers. I put no drinks by my computers. That's just because I don't want you spilling anything on the computers themselves, the keyboard, the mouse, whatever else. All right, don't be putting them on top of the computer towers. That's just a bad deal, especially if it spills. All right, we've got 6 large tables here. You can put your drink right there, or you can put the drink away from the actual computer on a corner of the desk. That's fine. Put it below the desk, by your bags, whatever. You just got to be careful, okay? I don't want the drink spilling, so just got to be careful, and we'll be okay. All right. If you do spill it, come find me. We have paper towels in the room. We'll clean it up. Because if we have water here, you don't tell me. You slip, I slip. Somebody's gonna get mad. All right. Especially if I slip and fall, that's gonna hurt. Okay. You guys heal. You guys are young. You guys still heal a lot faster. I'm not that young-ish anymore, I suppose. If I slip and fall and hurt myself, it's going to take me a little bit longer to recoup. Okay, so just watch your drinks, okay? All right, throw your trash away. If you make a mess at your desk, at your computer desk, clean it up, all right? You guys should be old enough to know that if you make a mess, clean it up. I don't even know why I discussed this, why I had to have this, but it always happens. Somebody makes a mess, clean it up. If you get to your desk or your seat and there is a mess there, let me know, all right? Unfortunately, we'll have to clean it up, but I know who sat there the hour before, so I'll take care of that. But you gotta let me know, clean up your own mess though. Also know, and I told you guys this on Tuesday, or our first day, that I'm watching the computers. I have a specific program for my computers where once they're turned on, my computer notifies me that they're on, and it watches all the things you guys do, all right? If I have to record certain things because I see you're doing something inappropriate, we'll record it. So when I write it up, if I have to write up a referral for it, there's actual video or physical proof what you were actually doing, okay? It's a monitoring service that we use for the computers. It also helps me communicate with you in case you are too timid to ask a question in front of class. You can literally chat with me on there, or hit a button that will ask for help, and my screen will blink telling me that you actually need help. I can just go over there and help you out, or answer your question from my desk. Okay, so it's a two-way thing. It can be more discreet if you're really timid about raising your hand and asking questions or whatever else. I can find out easily by you just kind of tapping a button on your keyboard. All right, let's see. 7, when I'm talking, all your headphones, all your earbuds, they should be out of your ears and they're off position, okay? If I'm talking, that means I need your attention. You need to be focusing on me and nothing else, all right? So again, those should be off. There are going to be videos that you're going to be watching. We don't need to have the computers going at full volume. They don't really have speakers, so they're coming from a tiny speaker within the tower, so that gets annoying, especially having to hear myself constantly. So I'll provide headphones later on that you guys can listen to it and everything, but if I start talking, take them off, turn them off, pause it, whatever, and focus on me, okay? If you're using your own earbuds, that's on you, but you still got to focus on me when I need your attention. All right? If you are working on the computer and you want to listen to something, music to make you focus or help you focus, I'm okay with that. Except if you are sitting all the way in the corner of the room and I can hear your music. All right? That's no good for me. All right? 1, you're going to go deaf. 2, you're annoying your other classmates. And 3, you're annoying me. That's the most important thing. So if it helps you focus a little bit, that's fine. You can stream it on the computer and everything else. You should be okay. All right. I just need to hear it and everything else. I know sometimes I listen to music to help me focus. I'm sure that can help you out too. Okay. All right. The phone ring thing. If for some reason you forget to turn off your phone on silent or whatever else, especially for the first period of the day, all right? These are the building policy or district policies, whatever, for your phones or electronic device. First time, I'm gonna give you a warning. All right, hey, put your phone up, put it on silent. Second time, I have to write it up. It goes as a written warning into parent portal. Third time, I have to give you detention. Fourth time, it's another detention. Fifth time, we got problems, okay? So just turn it off, put it on silent, you should be good to go. Now, the one time that you do escape from this penalty or these consequences is, for some reason, I forget to turn my phone off, and it rings in class. Then you get out a get out of jail card, if you will, okay? But you gotta remember that it actually rang. You let me remind me about it. Then you get out that one time out of a warning or out of detention, okay? So you just got to remember that, okay? But just turn off the phones, all right? And don't download anything on the computers, all right? There are signs all over the wall saying don't download it or you'll get detention. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, if somebody or something is telling you that you need to download something, one of the programs will tell you to, let me know first, then I'll tell you whether to do it or not. All right? Electronic devices. During quizzes and everything else, there are 2 ways I'm going to do this. The way it's written here is a little bit different from the second option, okay? So during quizzes and tests, all cell phones and electronic devices will be collected and stored by me. That's one of the options we have. Usually when I store it, I'll have a box right here. I'll put it on the center table. I'll be sitting right by it. If we need to put a Post-it or a piece of tape on it saying it's your name, with your name on it, saying it's your phone, so be it, all right? Or the other option is we take your phone face down and we put it on top of the towers or on top of the computers, and then you don't touch it till you actually submit your tests and get it done. All right. Most of the time, I just do that. As soon as I see all the phones on top of the computers, we're good to go. All right, and then I'll just be walking around making sure it stays there, and that's it. All right. Sometimes it's easier, it's faster, but depending on the class, we'll do either option 1 where I collect it, or option 2 where we'll just leave it on the desk. Oh, I'm sorry, on top of the computers. So it's going to be really a class-to-class basis on how we do this. During the EOC, though, for this class, I will collect the phones, and we'll put it in a box and everything else, so we can take the EOC and nobody gets it till the actual end of the EOC, or the last person submits it, I'm sorry, during the EOC. But that's not till May, and I'll give you more details about that later, and remind you that, hey, I'm taking the phones, I'll be in class, you can get it back after our EOC, okay? This is just going, again, up in, for option 1, about card exchanging and all that stuff. This is why sometimes I like option 2 better. It's quicker, it's more efficient, and we don't have to worry about mix matching phones or anything else, okay? When you complete the thing, I give you back your device and everything else. If you complete the thing, you can turn over your phone, put it back in your pocket, okay? Why can't we just put it in our pocket? Somebody's always going to ask that. Because you guys tend to put your hands in your pocket, all of a sudden there's a phone out. The less chances of you slipping your hand into your pocket to get your phone, the better for you, okay? Because for some unknown reason, if I see you and all of a sudden you're taking a test and you're on your phone like this, then I'm going to assume that you're trying to cheat, okay? So to nix that in the butt, we'll just put everything on top of the computer. Once you're done, let me know you're done. Just point to me, get my attention, wave, whatever. Boom, you're done. You can get on your phone again, relax, wait till everybody's done, then we'll move on, all right? If for some reason does this happen where you do pick up your phone during a test and everything else, all right, I will ask you what you're doing, all right? and if it somehow it vibrated, rang, you got a text, and you just subconsciously did it, we'll let it slide. But if it happens constantly, then me, you, and your parents or guardians, we're going to have a discussion about your tendency to keep grabbing your phone during test times. All right? And if we do have to go through that phase, that's not a good thing. All right? So, again, just be conscious. Just leave it on top of the computer and just let it be. Okay? And then again, this is the consequences for that. If we had to, somehow take the phone away, whatever else, your folks are going to have to come see me, sign or call me, whatever else, with the phone and everything else. This mess I really don't want to deal with. So leave the phone on top of the computer, get done with your test, let me know, boom, we don't have to worry about it. Okay? I'm sure your folks will appreciate that better as well, because then they don't have to come up here and grab your device, whatever else. All right? It's not a thing you want to do. It's not a thing I want to do. It's not a thing your folks want to do. Okay? All right, what else we got? All right, emergency procedures. These are the big things right here. All right, so we've got 4 main ones. You've got earthquake, you've got fire, you've got tornado, and you've got intruder. We'll go over them real quick, and we can be done with this. All right, so your first one is going to be your earthquake procedures. All right, for some reason, we have an earthquake drill. All we gotta do is go underneath the tables and everything else. Again, all the tables are grouped up and they're actually screwed together and everything's and they're reinforced, so you should be okay. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. We are in the basement. We're like in a concrete bunker. If it's a really, really bad earthquake where you see how this little video or the ground's completely falling apart, the tables might not hold, okay? But we're gonna hope that never happens and it'll be okay. All right, so during a drill or an actual thing, we'll wait till the earthquake subsides. We'll leave the room, whether from this door here or this door here, the one by my desk, and we'll exit out and go towards the soccer fields, all right? And that'll be our rally point, okay? Once I get back, I'll show you guys exactly where that is and everything else, so we should be okay. Right, but again, earthquake drills, it can happen here. We had a slight one several years ago and everything else. So we just gotta be careful. We gotta watch what's going on and pay attention. Under the tables, wait for it, then evacuate. All right. Fire drill. All right, fire drill or fire emergency. There's no way, I should say, knock on wood, or any type of reasoning that a fire can ever start in this room. Right, but a fire can start in other rooms and everything else. So if there is a fire emergency or a fire drill, all right, we are to leave this room, all right, and then we will have to exit out quickly, as orderly as possible, the way we leave during earthquake drills, tornado drills, and everything else, to our rally point. Okay. For some unknown reason, if you actually spontaneously combust in the room, we do have a fire blanket located on the wall near the door. We'll wrap you on that and then stop, drop, and roll. Very efficient way to kill that fire. Okay? So, for some reason that happens, we got things to worry about because you spontaneously combusted. But we'll wrap you in the fire blanket, kill that fire and everything else, and then get everybody out to a safe facility. Don't be this guy who's trying to blow out the entire room fire. I don't know why he would do that. Okay? So again, just be careful. Electrical fire would be the worst thing that happens here, and if that happens, we'll take care of it. Again, we'll either take care of ourselves or we'll evacuate and have the fire department take care of it. All right. Tornadoes. We're in Tornado Alley. You're in Missouri. If you've never experienced an actual tornado, it can get pretty intense, but there's no windows in this room. You are in a concrete bunker. You are in the safest place you can be during a tornado. Now, if you have a really, really bad tornado, like you see in this little GIF here, then we might have problems. But if there's a tornado, we stay in this room, get underneath your desk just in case something does happen, that some of the tiles fall down or whatever else. Get underneath your desk, stay there till it passes. Then we evacuate the room and go to our rally point, which is again by the soccer fields, and we'll be good to go. Okay, but again, these tables are sturdy enough. We're in the basement. we should be okay. All right, we're surrounded by 4 solid concrete walls. One of the walls is actually reinforced by another concrete wall behind it. Okay, so we're good. We should be in a safe place for it. All right, unless it's a really, really crazy tornado. All right, and the big thing right now, intruder drills. Okay, so if for some reason we have an intruder drill or an actual intruder, we do have the policy in Hazelwood where you either lock down and stay in the room and wait for police officers to make sure everything's clear, or we have the option to take off outside and evacuate and invade the intruder or the in the building. If the intruder or a person trying to harm somebody in the building is all the way on the other side of the building, say by the gym or wherever else, we are going to go and take ourselves out of the room, out of the building, to the rally point, which is on top of the hill by the church. And that's where we're going to go. All right, and that's where your parents and police officers are going to be to take care of it. Okay? But if we have to lock down, we'll move the tables right in front of the doors and everything else, and we'll take care of it. All right? And we have to remain quiet, and you have to follow my directions to the letter. Okay? So, that being said, if for some reason we have to stay in the room, these tables are on rollers, move it. If I tell you guys, hey, the intruder's near, get under the table as high as I'm turning all the things off, or if I tell you to grab something to protect yourselves, grab something to protect yourselves. If it would be the monitor, it'd be the monitor. If it would be the computer, it'd be the computer. At that point, they're all insured, and you're there to protect yourself. If for some unknown reason the intruder somehow gets into the room here and tries to confront somebody or try to hurt somebody, I am one of the trainers for the district and for the building, so I've gone through some of the other trainings that we put the teachers through. I will confront the individual, and your job is to try to go. All right, you just leave the room as much as possible. You're going to do 2 things. You're going to run, or you're going to fight. It's a natural reaction. You don't know what happens until you do. I usually go and fight. So I will try to delay the person as much as possible, restrain them if I can, and I have to else. So the question is going to ask, what if we want to help you? I can't tell you can't help me because it's going to be your gut reaction. I'd rather you not, but if for some reason at the heat of the moment like that, you go there and try to help me out, that's fine. Just don't hit me, all right? Or don't knock me out in the process. Remember, I'm not the intruder. I'm the one trying to protect you guys. We get the intruder and take him down. For some reason, the intruder has a weapon to harm you. Do not, I'm going to repeat this, do not pick up that weapon whatsoever. Take the trash can, whether there's stuff in it or not, flip it upside down on top of that, and sit on it. That is it. Okay? And then we wait till the police department gets here, or the authorities get here to take care of it and everything else. We'll restrain the intruder as much as possible and everything else. We have twisty ties, we got plugs so we can wrap it around, and everything else we can sit on them if we can. All right? Or if we, knock them out or whatever else, we can also evacuate the room. There's many options to this, but the main thing is to keep you guys safe. All right? I have been through all the trainings. There's other teachers in the building that have been through the trainings. These are all precautionary methods that we try to have just in case something happens. We never want to use any of these procedures at any time, but we have to be prepared. You've seen the news. There's a lot of crazy people out there. If you ever see this guy walking around the building and he looks crazy and with a gigantic mallet, then you're going to have to tell somebody, hey, there's a crazy person with a mallet walking around the building. All right? Just got to be smart about it. If you hear something, let us know. If you don't let me know, let a principal know. Let somebody know that, hey, I heard somebody might be trying to do something, hurt people. Let us know. Okay? The best thing that we can do to remain safe in the building is to get information prior to something happening. Okay? Again, these are all precautionary things. We never want to implement them, but just in case we do, you have to know what has to be done. All right. So again, help out as much as possible. Okay, so I just noticed number 4 here says that the ours is apartment buildings behind the school. That's another rally point. There's 4 rally points altogether. Depending on the class, we'll go to the nearest one or the best way possible for the class. So here's the apartments, so we'll go to the apartments. There should be police officers securing that site either way. You've got the apartment complex, you've got the church on top of the hill, you've got the way in the backfield by the softball area as well. So there's a couple of rally points in case something does happen. Again, we never want these things to actually happen, but we have to have them set up just in case something does happen. All right, so that's that for these. I don't know how long this is going to be, but it looks like it's going to be quite long and everything else. So once you get this done, go over the sheet that I'm going to have for this to make sure you answer it, and then make sure you get that letter to your folks and have them look at this and everything else. And parents, if you have any questions about the procedures, emergency procedures whatsoever, or concerns, please email me and everything else. Again, these are all the procedures that we can do to help protect us during natural disasters or if there's an intruder or a lockdown in the building. Okay, again, all precautionary things to make sure everybody stays safe. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, email me, mmendoza@hazelwoodschools.org, or call me on my phone at school and leave me a voicemail. All right, so again, hopefully that works. Hopefully we never have to do any of these, and we'll have a nice school year. Right? All right, so there you go. And that should be, is that it? Oh, and then there's another one there. Okay, football field, like I told you before. All right, I believe that is it. Oh, the church. Okay, that's it. I promise.